With much Munai, I welcome you to my channel again today. This is Zandra, and today I want to continue speaking on the issue of well-being and spirituality. I want to clarify a number of things from the last video. One might have been confused about when I said I didn't communicate. I communicated very little to my great uncle and my mother in a language, in a manner that they understood, and was able to respond to my needs. The issue I was referring to is that I did not communicate with others openly or express these words I would use to others because I didn't get responses. And within my sibling group, they spoke English, as we all do in the Caribbean. They interacted, they played, their socialization was very different to mine because I did not expose my silence unless it was necessary. I did not play the way that everybody played. I did not behave. I was always a sole person watching and being with nature. And my best memories is tagging along with my great uncle on the plantation of 112 acres, and he would say, "Zanny, find your hole," meaning give me a break. And because he was so giving of himself without questioning this confused toddler child and responding to her positively, that is what I was referring to. My communication with my mother and my great uncle was the most important thing to me in my life. My father was there. He was more into the domestication that was part of the family socialization. I was not engaging a lot with him because he required me to learn to do the ABCs and to speak the way my siblings spoke, to engage the way my siblings spoke. But I had a problem with that. Not because there was a dysfunction, but because there were so much other natural things that interested me. And what was most interesting with my relationship with my father was engaging with his farming techniques and his farming behavior, because as a city man, he went to the country and learned to be a country boy. That is, working the land, working the forest, walking the forest, and understanding the forest. And he promised himself never to go back to the city because the forest offered so much, the land offered so much. And this is what I was referring to, that when we are socialized, when we engage with a socialization process that requires us to look at the material things and the urban areas rather than the rural areas or the city life, we are missing out so much. And this is why I wanted to bring in the subject of well-being and spirituality, because there should be no boundaries, but we should be able to use the various realms we exist in and the various places that we might engage in and take from it what's best rather than what we think satisfies another. So today I wanted to continue talking about the foundations of this well-being journey and spirituality. And one of the things I talked about is many of us go through life searching or seeking within or selecting what we think other people might want us to do rather than what we spiritually, internally, deeply think is best for us. And what we believe in, what not to believe in, what to eat, what not to eat. As I said before, when people talked about eating habits or eating what the nutrition we eat, everything Mother Earth provides us is healthy. It's what we do with it. The level of moderation we should apply to everything we consume as human beings and as part of a society. Unfortunately, many of us don't have that opportunity, and many of us take the easy way out and journey to the nearest takeaway. But we don't take into account the damage that empty food might offer us or offer our children. I brought my two sons up. They were very allergic. So I had to learn about allergies, learn about well-being, change the way I ate or spent money, and make sure they had the best of what Mother Earth and society can offer. So I looked at everything they ate, I had to, and adjust the things I needed to adjust. Hard work, expensive work, but today I'm satisfied that two very allergic children exist in a society and can engage with anyone without feeling they need to convince another how to live and what not to live and how to eat, because they learned very early what was the nutritional value of what they were consuming and how they should consume it. So today, I think whatever we believe in and whatever we aspire to do, what our intuition tells us to do is often the most correct action to take. Well-being and spirituality is the reassuring aspects of our pathway, our journey, our existence in this realm. It reassures us that Mother Earth helps us to engage with what's natural around us. Because to think of well-being, we have to think about what we wear, what we sleep, where we sleep, how we live, how we walk, what we wear on our feet, what we engage in, what our bodies require, what our bodies don't require, how we treat ourselves and care for ourselves. Treat and care is two different things, because we might treat ourselves because we want to improve our images, which could provide poisons to our system, but how we care makes us think through what we put on our skins, what we wear, what we drink, what we eat, how we sleep, where we sleep, and on what we sleep, or what we wear, what we walk on. I've learned from many people that, oh, I don't like walking on the earth. But it's your closest connection to the divine within, because Mother Earth provides everything we need. So when one is resistant to walking on the earth, one has to ask, well, where is your connection to the divine within or the divine mother? Because you are blocking that the divinity that comes through the earth essence to our lives on a daily basis. She provides what we eat. So I wish to think that we should consider life holistically, every aspect of our life, and try to owe ourselves the promise of the Great Spirit and the divine to us to be the best version of ourselves, to soar and shine. So if we do not use what comes naturally from Mother Earth, how could we soar? How could we shine, i.e. complexion, our skin, our abilities, our brilliance, our intelligence, as we would put it today in today's world, or just being? How could we demonstrate that that's important to us? So what I would like us to think about, humanity throws all sorts of things at us on a daily basis. Society throws a lot of damaging, positive, negative things to us. And what I'd like us to ask ourselves on a daily basis is how happy or how connected we are to the being Great Spirit put on this earth. How self-aware we are to connect with the other. Or are we disconnected from the journeys that we were put here? Are we disconnected from the divine within? The divine within that helps us journey our path. So today, if we consider what we eat, what we sleep, how we wear, and this is why I referred to the clothing we wear, is we were sent here to do a job. And if we divert from that pathway, we remain in some level of confusion or some level of dysfunctionality. And what I mean by that is, if we are not pursuing the role we were sent here to do in society, we certainly don't soar and we certainly don't shine, but we confuse our sense of being. And when our sense of being is confused, the dissatisfaction and dysfunctionality comes as part of our existence, and that cannot help anyone. It certainly is not productive to be in a constant state of dysfunction or distraction about who we are. Too many of us spend time working on what we want to be, to appear as rather than what we are, or we look and what we don't look, rather than saying, this is what was given to us as our gifts from the Great Spirit and our Earth Mother and the Supreme Beings. Shall we not engage with it? Shall we not embrace it? Shall we not be connected with that divine within that? And then when we do that, we might then begin the soul journey of our spiritual realm. Because if we are disconnected in the social realm, we will not be connected in the spiritual realms. If we cannot function the best and be the best version of ourselves on the plane we live in or live on, in terms of our interactions with our worthiness and our being with others, our interaction with others, with our communication with others, and how we engage with others, how could we begin to grasp what our spiritual journey is about? How could we connect with that level of divinity that exists around us all the time? So in journeying, we should not only look at what we eat and what we sleep and the material things, but we should also be measuring the impact we have on others, the impact we have on ourselves when we misdirect the holisticness of the pathway we were sent to journey, i.e., what I mean, for example, how we live and the level of worthiness we apply to ourselves, the self-love we apply to ourselves. And when we do that, we might then begin to work with the love we have for ourselves rather than the distrust and the deceit and the deception that exists around us all the time. We cannot walk around thinking the world isn't as confused as we might be at times, but sometimes we just need to step back, take a breath, and begin to see the divinity within us and engage with that divinity on a daily basis. And then when we are satisfied and contented with our physical world, our social world, the journey into this onto our spiritual path becomes a very much easier one. And we don't have this level of confusion of what's right and what's wrong, because we rely on our intuition, we rely on being very informed by society that we live in, but we are able to assess what's best interest, what is in our best interest. And when we do that, we might then engage with others on the same level. And we will soar and shine as individuals that were put on earth to do a service to our spirit world. So today I would like to say thank you for listening. I will continue this discussion on the same theme, but I will be developing more around the issue of well-being and spirituality in the next session. I wish you well. If you like, please share and subscribe, and I'll speak with you again soon. Bye-bye.